Welcome to Beauty and the Biz. Discover how to grow your practice with effective cosmetic patient attraction, conversion, and retention advice from author, speaker, trainer, and cosmetic practice business and marketing coach, Catherine Maley, MBA.
Hello and welcome to Beauty and the Biz, where we talk about the business and marketing side of plastic surgery. I'm your host, Catherine Maley, author of Your Aesthetic Practice, What Your Patients Are Saying, and consultant to plastic surgeons to get them more patients and profits. Now on today's episode, we're going to talk about today's cosmetic practice growth funnel. Saying that times have changed would be a massive understatement when referring to growing a cosmetic practice in today's marketplace. Now to make sense of it, it helps to understand the structure and stages of an industry so you can then adapt to it. So let's break down the life cycle of the cosmetic surgery industry. Now, every industry goes through changes and stages of introduction, growth, maturity, and then decline. And why is that? Well, the factors that determine these stages include consumer demand, number of service providers, technical advancements, changing patient tastes and trends. The internet was a big one. Non-surgical services, social media is another really big one, as well as aggressive marketing. But the biggest one is because society and its consumers accept products and services at different rates. Now, as society begins to adopt and accept an innovation, the demand for new service grows and eventually reaches maturity. But a lot happens between these stages. First, there's the introduction stage. Just one generation ago, growing a cosmetic practice was straightforward. Now, at that time, cosmetic surgery was still a taboo topic and only for celebrities and consumers of high worth. Now, because demand for cosmetic surgery was limited, so were the number of service providers, and most of whom were plastic surgeons who did a lot of reconstructive surgery and then wanted to spread their wings to the cash side of medicine. Now, advertising at that time was minimal and consisted of a few surgeons investing in mass advertising such as TV, radio, and print ads that centered on the surgeon's status. Now, prospective patients looked up to these surgeons and most often went with the surgeon's recommendations since they were regarded as the experts. Now, when prospective patients called the office, it was to book a consultation with the surgeon, not price shopping. More often than not, patients showed up for their appointments and conversions were fairly straightforward. This old cosmetic practice growth funnel worked very well. There were a few plastic surgeons to choose from, so the surgeons enjoyed regal status and not much competition. Then came the growth stage. Now, as society accepted cosmetic surgery more, thanks to the media who reported on it and the Kardashians who partake in it a lot, consumer demand increased dramatically. The growth in demand for cosmetic surgery, coupled with exciting technological advancements, not only opened up the industry to an increase in consumers, but also to an increase in service providers. No longer was cash-based cosmetic medicine limited to board-certified plastic surgeons. Any MD could open a med spa and provide convenience and service for cash-based, non-surgical procedures that filled the need for consumers not yet ready for surgery. Then, as government regulations deterred medical providers from practicing insurance-based medicine due to low reimbursement and a real hassle to get paid, that supply of cash-based service providers increased even more. Now, once there was a proven consumer demand for cosmetic surgery and renovation or rejuvenation, big business and pharma also jumped in and created more solutions for service providers to offer to consumers. And all of that increased the competition dramatically. Today, consumer demand continues to increase even more and includes new types of consumers, such as men and younger populations, for example, as well as geographic opportunities, so the future looks super promising. But all of this leads to commoditization within the aesthetic industry. Now, as the competition enters the marketplace, frequently They offer aesthetic services at lower prices. They almost have to since they don't enjoy status, and they need to enter the marketplace to attract new cosmetic patients somehow. Now, this creates a downward sloping demand curve that reflects the willingness of consumers to purchase what they see as a commodity at lower price levels. Now consumers have a plethora of solutions at a range of prices to choose from. Now this scenario forces cosmetic surgeons to either lower their prices to compete or add more value to justify their higher prices. Adding value includes creating an image and brand to position the practice in a crowded marketplace as a high-end service provider offering better quality of results, excellent customer service, an upscale experience, and so on. So now we enter into the maturity stage. With so many service providers and many more manufacturers offering countless solutions to address consumer cosmetic concerns, the competition for new cosmetic patients becomes even more fierce. So increased competition causes profits to peak at the end of the growth stage and beginning of the maturity stage. So total sales continue to grow during the first part of the maturity stage. Profits then decline during the remainder of the maturity stage because even though many consumers are buying, they're buying on price more often than on value. Here's the point. In the growth stage, even inefficient practices make money. However, only the best run practices survive in the maturity stage. Less efficient practices struggle to generate positive cash flow in an uber competitive environment because they're not able to spend enough to attract the number of patients needed to generate positive cash flow, so they get weeded out. Today's cosmetic practice growth funnel is more complex. Cosmetic practices have to be able to balance their advertising costs and overhead expenses to keep a steady stream of patients coming to them without going broke. So here's how you survive in a maturing marketplace. The trick to staying in the game is to leverage existing assets to get more value from costs already occurred and to become more efficient, thereby generating more revenue using fewer resources. The practices who do this the best win. The weakest practices don't because they can't afford to operate profitably and compete on price at the same time. So here are 4 ways to win. 1, rather than compete on price, compete on friendlier customer service, efficient processes, time-saving technology, and relationship building. 2, invest in the best staff you can afford, train them in customer service and converting, and then keep them happy so they stay put. Now you're looking for quality of work, great attitude, and excellent converting skills that will make you money. Here's number 3. Increase the value of every patient by developing a relationship with them so they return for other services, consent to their photos being taken, refer their friends, and give you a 5-star review so other prospective patients also see you as the best choice. And then number 4, turn your current patients into your unpaid sales evangelists who grow your practice organically by sharing you with their friends and followers on social media. Now, all of your leverage is with your number 1 asset, and that is your patient list. You've already spent the time, the money, and the effort in attracting them to you. They'll grow your practice for you if you let them for free. They chose you once, and if you focus on them, they will choose you again and bring their friends with them. This means you redirect some of your advertising costs to training your staff and nurturing your current patients. So now you're growing internally and externally, and that's how you survive and thrive in today's marketplace. Now, if you want to talk in more depth about your own situation, I can offer you a free 30-minute strategy call that you can set up by visiting my website at catherinemaley.com. Okay, that's it for right now. Please subscribe. Give me a good review for Beauty in the Biz. I would certainly appreciate that. If you've got any questions or feedback, please leave me a message at catherinemaley.com or feel free to DM me on Instagram at catherinemaley.mba. Thanks so much, and we'll talk again soon.
We hope you found valuable insight on this episode of Beauty in the Biz. For more episodes, tools, and Catherine's free book, visit www.catherinemaley.com. That's www.catherinemaley.com. And be sure to subscribe to get the latest practice building strategies delivered to you. And don't forget to share this Beauty in the Biz podcast with your staff and colleagues.